In particular, I would love to hear from, I'm going to mention a couple of people's names. I would love for you guys to share a little bit about your experience and where you were at when you first started working with me, when you were at the space where Erica is at, or even where you're at now, because I feel like you can really give Erica some insights as to how she's feeling and where she's at, and maybe when you were feeling the same way. So we'll come to Mandeep when she comes back from the bathroom. But Lahaina, Sandeep, and Nikki, I would love for you guys to share, how were you feeling when we first started working together? Where were you at with your business? Sandeep, you can even share where you're at now, what you're moving through, and just speak into what Erica was speaking about with her concerns, because I know that you guys have been in a similar space. So can you guys share?
Yeah, so when I started working with Nina a year ago, I had no clients. I had completed my coaching certificate and I was posting all over social media. And I thought I was doing everything that I knew to do, but I had no clients. And I knew I needed something different. I also knew as a coach, I needed to work with a coach. So I have done different programs. And I'm like, if I'm not willing to invest in a one-on-one coach, how is that people will be willing to invest in working with me? So I knew Nina through Trisha, a mutual friend, and I jumped on her masterclass and I fell in love with her, everything that she was teaching. And I said, this is what I need. I had no awareness that I needed help with sales. So I literally figured out, okay, the missing piece is the sales. How do I close people into, working with me? I was super scared to invest. I said, I'm already in debt. I already invested all this money and I can't keep doing this. And she said, just trust me. I really had to trust my intuition and my gut feeling. And I haven't looked back since. We've been working together for a year. I renew with her as well. And it's literally taking her guidance and her mentorship because she knows so much and is just trusting whatever she says and not trying to figure out by myself or comparing with what other coaches are doing. It's just following the instructions and it works. And I think within the first 2 or 3 weeks, I signed up my 3 paying clients. And it's been amazing. And yeah, we hear every week and I don't feel like it gets easier. Like it's always challenging. Like today we're crying, we're emotional. But like she said, having the support, the accountability, the love, the space for us to be vulnerable, to share anything that's coming up is so, like, there's no price literally that can pay for this. So thank you. And I love everyone here because what we're doing is amazing and this container is amazing. So welcome.
So we'll go Nikki and Sandeep, and then we'll go to Mandeep.
Okay, hi, Erica. So what I can tell you about coming into this environment is that everybody is so supportive and loving and caring and vulnerable. So this is the place to be if you want to learn to be vulnerable. I think, that's also my journey. So what I'm saying to you is also what I'm saying to myself in this, because I rarely jump on and speak and be vulnerable. I do a lot of listening and loving, but yeah, this is a place you can totally do that. And I just pulled a card for us all. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's soul family. I was just like felt into everybody and it's soul family, calling your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So that was just perfect because that's what this is. And I think probably best for me would be to give you some advice about being here. Like, feel free. We've already loved your share. Like, you would just totally held and welcome, and it was beautiful to hear exactly where you're at, and we all could relate because we all came in here new at some point or another. And but it's just such a beautiful community, and you'll get to see everyone's vulnerability and just feel like you know them and can relate, and feel like one of us, like what part of the tribe. But the piece of advice that I'd like to offer is just ask questions. Like that's the lesson. Learn how to ask questions and ask for the help that you need, and it is all there, but we can all direct you and give our experience, so that will really help you along your way. So yeah, I think that's the best advice I can give. And everybody's just beautiful in here, so welcome and lots of love.
Love that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Wow, that card. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Sandeep, you just want to share a little bit about your experience when you first started working with me? Where are you at now? Where are you at in your business? And just from a coaching perspective, what I'm asking you guys to do is validating Erica's feelings, right? Because we have all felt the same way, and it's showing her you're not alone. We felt the same way. So Sandeep, can you speak into this from your experience? And then we're going to go to Mandeep.
Hey, Erica. Ah, good to see you here too. So, absolutely. Like, if I don't know if it makes sense, but I felt even more kind of out of place to begin with, but because there were a lot massive new learnings, knowings, and I didn't even honestly know how to leverage, how to use social media. I'm still learning that. But yeah, I totally felt like that. And the good thing is that means you are going through a change that you want. And if you would have felt exactly the same before you came here and after, I mean, that would be no different, right? Then why would you be here? So I totally acknowledge what you're feeling. The thing is, we all have to go through it, and for each one of us, it's different. But we do acknowledge you going through this. Even it might be different from me, and it might be different from others, but we acknowledge that we are by your side. I think you still have to walk, but we are by your side. So yeah, totally been there. Yeah.
I love that analogy. You still need to walk, but we're by your side. I love that so much. Yes, very wise. Mand, please share your experience. And hi, Trish, my love. Feel free to turn your camera on and we can bring you on and say hi. But Mand, please share your experience with, where were you at in your business when we first started working together? How did it feel? Was it confronting, receiving support, coming to this container? Please share your experience with what Erica was sharing.
I was totally intimidated. I was so intimidated. I hadn't been coaching long at all. And I was like, who the fuck are these women? They know so much. They know exactly what to say. They know how to say it. And they intimidated the shit out of me. But I found that the more vulnerable I was, the more that they were open. They weren't there to show how much they knew. They were there to share how much they knew. And so what I really like about this group is that we have our sessions with Nina as well, but we all get each other's advice as well. So on these calls and on the group chat as well, we get the benefit of everybody's knowledge because we're all at different points of the same journey. So for me in particular, I can see where I am now, I can see people who are ahead of me, and that really inspires me. And it's like, I can't wait to get till I'm there. And then I see people who have come new to the group, and it reminds me of how far I've come. So we have a range and spectrum of people with different experiences, and being able to tap into that is absolutely priceless. And I appreciate that now, instead of being scared about feeling like a dumbass.
Amanda, where were you at with your business when we first started working together?
When we first started working, oh my God. I was working with pro bonos. It was something another mentor of mine recommended that I do, and I was hating coaching because they weren't showing up, because I hadn't invested, which is natural. They weren't showing up in the same way. And I was just questioning everything. Like, should I even be coaching? I was just feeling like a shit coach. And then obviously I think I'm pretty sure it was within a month, I got a couple of paying clients, and it restored that self-belief and that faith that, yeah, no, this is the right track. It's just the way that I was doing things. So yeah, it happens really quickly, that shift, Erica.
Oh, I love that. Does anybody else want to share their experience? Zach, you're welcome to share. Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, the one thing you said earlier too, that you felt that like other people had already kind of been there and done that, but the truth is none of us are really that advanced past anything going on. We all could get better at copy. We all could get better at creating posts. We all could get better at making content, or or going on sales calls or writing emails. We're all improving at all those things. So none of us are really, out of your league by any means. So it's definitely not anything you have to worry about. And we all could, use help collaborating on a lot of the same stuff. So yeah. And, we have a really great study hall we do once a week. Trisha Mandeep and I, and everybody's always welcome. Where we just sit down and like set an intention and work on stuff. Yeah, it's, anything we can do, you can do. So you don't have to worry about that. And what I like about, working with Nina too, is we get to see where everybody's at, and we get to see kind of, not the issues that people have, but the things that they come up against. And, it gives you a little bit of relief that you're not the only one having this problem, where a lot of times it feels like we are. So yeah, just wanted to share that.
Oh, I love that so much. One of the biggest things I love so much about this container and you guys is how each of you show up. How each of you show up with your heart, how each of you show up in being willing and able to share who you are, what your challenges are, show up vulnerably, share your wins, and just know that you are so safe and held and supported, and we are here for you. So Trish has probably been the oldest one out of all of my clients. I've been working with Trish for like, 2 years, coming up to 2 years or something now. She's one of the first people who came through my Conscious Coaching 101 program. And she's also a good friend of mine. We were friends for a few years before we started working together, and we've maintained such a beautiful friendship even while working together. So Trish, Erica, if you can introduce yourself for Erica, tell her who you are, what you do. And, Erica was sharing some of her old patterns around being scared to open up and being scared to be vulnerable and feeling slightly intimidated of being part of this group and feeling like she's behind. And other people were just sharing their experiences to where they were at when they first started, and that obviously how she's feeling is completely normal. So can you share your experience with us and who you are, so that she knows who you are?
Hi, Erica. Welcome to the group. So great to have you. And hi, everyone. I haven't popped in for quite a while, so it's great to see you all. My name's Trish. So I am an empowerment coach, and I help female entrepreneurs master the foundational areas of their life so that they have more freedom to have more impact in the world. And what has my experience been of coaching and working with Nina? Gosh, yeah, I'm the OG for Nina. Like, I feel like I should have like a little plaque or something, the OG. So I have been working with Nina before there was this soul family. Like, we had a much smaller trio, and that was probably a really great entry point for me for where I was at, but can completely resonate with feeling, challenged around the vulnerability of stepping into this type of work, and just of course, like, all the fear that comes up. So like, where I was before working with Nina, I was not a coach. I was not a paid coach. I had dabbled in coaching for free on a personal development program, and I really loved that. And it was just all divine timing. Like, when Nina contacted me and said, "Hey, I've got this program, and I really think you should do this." But it took a lot. you know, like I really had to listen to what she was saying. I had to lean into a very deep meditation that I had done not long prior. 12 months of seeding, Trish. Yeah, well, I guess the funny thing too is it wasn't just Nina that was seeding to me. I had a lot of I think this is a great example of, you know, when you're really on your path, because a lot of people were telling me, you should really be a coach. Like, oh, you're so great at listening and holding space, and have you ever considered NLP? And like, I just had a lot of really influential people in my life that were giving me this amazing feedback. And so when Nina popped up and was like, hey, I've got this opportunity, I couldn't even say no, even if I wanted to, and I probably tried. I still made her wait 24 hours as well. And I didn't have the money, you know, I had to make that work as well. But it was a journey, and we've sort of, like, I've dipped in and out with Nina, and I think over the last year I've probably been the most consistent in being part of the community. So yeah, it's been great. It's been a journey, and it's really nice to have this group to keep coming back to, even when life is just like shitstorm. It's really great. Oh, Nikki. Yeah. Was there anything else?
Thank you, Trish. Well, yeah, you know, Erica's just come into this container, and she came in literally in the midst of like tears. And it's completely perfect, because it is such a beautiful and safe space. And thank you so much for sharing your journey. You know, Trish is always so willing to be so vulnerable and share exactly where she's been at. And I know she's had a really challenging time at the moment. She's definitely been hitting the fan in her life, and yet she can still show up and serve and share her heart with us. And I acknowledge you and I honor you so much. So Erica, I'd love to know, what did you get hearing people's experience of when they were where you were?
I think it definitely gave me the assurance that the people in this container are not judging me, or that I shouldn't feel like a burden, because it's actually a really positive environment where everybody is just full of love and support. So I should just stop worrying and start doing something good and contribute soon.
Yay! Hi, Alana, lovely. Please introduce yourself for Erica. Erica's new to our container. And Alana has actually gotten her first ever paying coaching client only a couple of weeks ago since being in this container. So Alana is also new to moving into the coaching space like yourself, Erica. So yeah, Alana, please introduce yourself for Erica. Tell us who you are, what you do, and just for Erica's benefit, share a little bit about how this journey has been for you so far being here with us.
Okay, so hi Erica, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Alana. I help women transform their relationship with their bodies, so both mentally and physically, and that all starts from the inside out. So a healthy inside is reflected on our outside, and that's what we're portraying, both gut and mind. Yes, so I got my first client a few weeks ago, and I now have 3 paying clients. So yeah, so and then 2 more DC calls tomorrow. So I'm actually like, there's so many now. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, so it's been a journey. At first I was exactly like, I was like, this doesn't seem possible. And then I was very stressed about the script. Like I couldn't stick to it. But now it's flowing so much better. It just takes practice. And both Nina and Lahina were so good in guiding me through that.